Hey humbuns, so this is technically part 1 to a video that I will be doing after. I came across, not came across, because I follow XO Nicole. She's also someone that I featured in my Black History dedication videos to African American women, and she is a young woman who basically turned things around in her life. She wasn't satisfied with how her website was flowing and the energy that was coming through, so she basically revamped her, because she used to be Nicole Bitchy, but now she's XO Nicole, and I absolutely love all of her articles. And I also love that she touches on all aspects of life. She touches on single life. She touches on married life. She touches on children. She has writers that basically write about anything that a woman goes through or could possibly be going through. She also deals with African American men. She showcases men a lot on her website, and always in a positive light. That is one thing that I do appreciate about her website. So one thing that I came across, I don't know how many years ago it was, but I was supposed to make a video. But listen, the way life works, it works the way it works, and I didn't get a chance to. But what I did notice is that the jewel that was bestowed upon us by her website, which is, I don't know if you can see, it says the 21 questions you should be asking during your next job interview. The next video that's coming out is going to be my 22nd question, and it's only because of experiences that I've had in the past and present in regards to training. And it's basically after you get the job, but it also needs to be something that is discussed during the actual process of trying to look for the job. Because I do encourage everyone, I understand, because it's a difference between a job and a career. When you search for a job, I think you're just trying to, get something so you can make ends meet. But once you decide what you want your career to be, it's a little more solidified, and you have a bit more understanding of what you want and what you don't expect, what you expect and what you don't expect from an employer. So I currently do work for jobs. I work for the state as well as I work for Target part-time. So, whenever I do decide, or if I decide to go to a different agency, and I think I've been to a total of, I'm going to say 5 to 6 state agencies in my last 10-year tenure with being with the Louisiana state government. I've been through 5 agencies. 5 to 6, I'm going to say. I want to say 5 to 6. I won't give the specific agencies. We're not going to do that. We're not going to bash anyone. So the video is primarily because I noticed that the questions that she told you to ask, they actually work. Okay? And actually, stop recording, Jesus. The phone overheated. Okay? Hated it. But like I was saying before, the questions that she actually has in place, they actually work. So what I'm going to do is go over all 21 questions, and I'm going to tell what questions actually assisted me. So, do I want to read all of this? I can go through it right quick. It says, when this person is around their friends, they don't appear to be shy, yet when they are with you, it's always dead quiet. When you show interest in someone, you want them to show an equal amount of interest in you. When they don't, you are left feeling unwanted and like they are not taking you as serious as you are taking them. The same occurs between a job applicant and a company. Before you partner with a company, you have to go through the dating phase before you make it official and change your whole Facebook status. In the job world, the dating phase is the interview. During the interview, the employer will give you more information on them and they will ask you questions. It is only proper and right that you return the favor and show interest in them by having questions. That's why I say you also need to know the actual job, like do the due diligence, do the research when it comes to, you know, where you want to work. Okay, where you want to work. So it's during the interview, the employee, okay, we went over that. Too often I have interviewed people that may have done really well in answering my questions, but they failed in having prepared questions at the end. I never knew that there was a thing that you really needed to have questions, because my thing is, I feel like if I do my due diligence and I research a company, I may have a few questions, because I'm going to ask you, why is the turnover, you know, what it is, you know, what's the wage range. That's just basic questions though. So if an applicant doesn't have afternoon buns, I look a sweaty mess. It's been a long, I'm going to say 2 days for me, but I'm coming today because I know that I'm not the only person that feels this way. Put the seatbelt on so you don't get the ding ding. So I know I'm not the only person that feels this way, especially, but I'm noticing with jobs nowadays, it's no, I guess, formal training, no bylines and guidelines, and it's been a couple of jobs I've been on that they don't have that. And I'm really taken aback, especially when I originally started working. Well, I mean, I guess Walmart counts and doesn't count. But once you basically, I guess you can say, get into corporate world, like I used to work at Verizon, and with Verizon, we had trainings. So you could be on top, and I feel like trainings keep you abreast of what's going on and how you can improve. And it's like, you see, it feels like that has been lost. And the only reason why I'm actually recording this is because I have another video that's coming out where it was on Exo Nicole, and it's basically 21 questions that you can ask during the job interview, where you kind of sort of guaranteed to get the job if you, I guess, go under the correct, following what she says, basically. So I noticed that it actually did work, but I think a question that may have been left off of that was, what is the training process? And when I say what's the training process, I mean, what do you all have set forth? Is there a guideline? If not a guideline, the person who is exiting, and this is the job before last that I had, I felt like the person that exit, and I was willing to actually take time out of my own schedule. If I feel like if it's going to be beneficial to me, then it would behoove me to try to get the knowledge from that person, especially if you like a state employee and that person is about to retire. So basically when that happens, that experience is walking out the door. Do they have some people who are willing to say, oh yes, you can still call me, it's no problem? Listen, most times, no. It's really a most time no type situation, because them people be ready to retire. So technically, if I'm still helping the person who is in my old position, I'm technically not retired, because I'm still helping. Although it helps, they still don't want to do that. So, you know, at that point, especially if it's not something that you actually have a black background in. And one thing about me, I am an easy learner. It doesn't take me a long time. I'm a very note-taking person. I like to have things in a certain order. A lot of people say I'm a super perfectionist, because I don't, and that's probably the Aquarius in me. I don't like being wrong. I really don't. So that's why I ask those questions, so it won't come to a point where somebody says, okay, you know, this is what you did wrong, because I refer back to it and say it can't be something that I did wrong when it was something that I asked about. So I feel like if I ask about it, you know, this should be what it is. And oftentimes it's not, especially like I said with state employees, and I am a state employee at this time. So I don't know. To me it's crazy. It's really crazy. I'm not about to say that like it's really crazy, because I'm sorry y'all, I'm recording on my phone, so it's a struggle right now. Because you know, you really, especially for, like I said, a person coming from a background, and when you get training, you know what you can do. It's the not knowing that is so scary, the unknown. And I mean, I could thug it, but you can only thug it for so long, because at a certain point, it's going to be where somebody says, okay, this wasn't done correctly. And guess what? After being months and months and months in your position, the people, they looking on you to know, like, how many months are you supposed to go to say, how many months or can you go and continuously say, I did not receive training? It only lasts for so long, because I know if it's if the shoe is another foot, and I'm working with someone, and this person is telling me, you know, I haven't received training. So at what point is that person going to get the training they need to be able to successfully do their job? And I think another one of my frustrations is I'm an independent worker. So I don't like a person, well, let me go ahead and do it for you. That's not how I operate. I prefer to do my stuff myself. So if something does come up, I'm able to take accountability. That's another thing, accountability. Because Lord Jesus, these last 2 days, I noticed that a lot of people don't like to take accountability for when things go wrong. And no, like I said, nobody wants to be wrong, but shit, when you wrong, you wrong. Take your lick, tell these people that you're sorry, and keep kicking, because that's life. We're human, so there will be human errors at times. Apologize and keep it pushing. But when you are constantly not accepting your faults, that's not a good thing. It's just not. So I really felt like I had to come in and also talk even with the 21 questions, I would say 22 questions, and my 22nd question is, what is the training process, and what does said training process look like for me? Because it makes no sense for you to have a good job, as they say. It makes no sense for you to have a good job if you can't do it effectively. You know, you just got a job, and especially when it's other people lives that you have in your hand. And when I say lives, I mean their livelihood. Like, you know, whether they are able to stay in a home, or if a child dies, or because these are just instances I'm talking about, because these are agencies that I've worked with. And my thing is, if I'm able to go home and lay down in my bed comfortably, I feel that everybody should. And that's just something that I feel. Everybody, and another thing, everybody wasn't raised the same. That's pretty much all I wanted to say about the 21 questions, but I will make the video about the 21 questions. And it really was like, it's hard, because, you know, employees always ask you, you know, do you have any questions for me? And I guess if you don't do research, but that's something that my father always taught me, before applying for it, first you need to see what type of retention this company has. And if there are former employee reviews, you need to see it. You need to, because, you know, they do have some people that's quote unquote disgruntled, but for the most part on those reviews, it's accurate. It's accurate, especially when it's, you know, one agency after the other, one review after the other, and it's the same thing that's being stated on the review. You have to listen. Everybody not lying. Everybody isn't lying. So I think that's the only additional question that I think I would have asked was, you know, what Lord, that's ADD. What's the training like? Tell me what the training. Can you please go over who will be training me? The length of the training. I would also venture to say, like, even if they tell you, you know, well, we will wait. For my previous job, I offered to actually go to the job on my time after I left my other job, because I had a different schedule and they stayed open a little bit later to train with the person, because, you know, you just really want to be across the board, especially if somebody is running it. Now, it's okay to be across the board, but also if you see there's room for change, then make that change for it, especially if that change is for the better, you know. So that's all I pretty much had to say, but that was just really on my mind today, because I was talking to one of my coworkers, and, you know, training was something that was spoken about on both of our sides. So we understand, you know, being at an agency who is training you and properly train you. So at that point, if I'm properly trained and something happens, I feel comfortable in saying, you know, you all gave me the information. Either I didn't understand it in its entirety, or, you know, I messed up. You know, it's only two things. I messed up, or I didn't understand. And once you gain the understanding that you need, you know, going forward, you have it, and you can do it correctly and accurately. So that's all I had to say. I hope you guys appreciate, I guess, I don't know what I'm going to call this series. I guess Working Girl series. I think that's what I'll name it. But I just, you know, and I please leave comments, like, for those who have started positions and were not properly trained. What was your recourse? What did you do in order to gain the training? Because, like I said, you could thug it for so long. Yeah, if you have survival tactics, yes, you can do that, but that only goes for so long. So after that point, what happens? So, like I said, leave comments, encouragement, especially encouragement, Jesus, because I need it right now. So leave encouragement, encouraging comments, because look, it's real right now. It's real for you, girl. But I love you guys, and thank you guys for watching.